they had to strip mine the whole property. There's there's only one tree on this whole property. And the earth just took back.
I took it back.
So we've got 62 apple trees on the property. You can eat these apples. Actually, aren't too bad. There's a tree down here. We'll get some apples off of for sure. But we make our own cider out here. And again, I want to bring kids out so they can pick apples and make their own cider. That's what woody woodpecker looks like with a big crest, but that's actually a pileated woodpecker, and it's the biggest of the woodpeckers. But it sounds kind of weird. And every time somebody sees it, that's a redhead. No, that's actually not a redheaded woodpecker, but that's what woody woodpecker looks like.
Jasmine has to come out here and show us. One of our friends has been going to a BIPOC bird watching group all year.
Oh yeah, Dexter's group?
Dexter.
Yeah, I'm part of that group.
Oh, I ain't know, Tom.
Look, I just snatched my
that's why you got your
already.
binoculars. Okay.
I'm using it for the birds right now.
I was definitely going to say Jasmine needs to come out here.
No, in fact, Dexter and Jeff and the whole team came out here. We did a birding event out here. We did one at Horicon, and then we came over here for the afternoon and birded here.
Yes, I seen that on Facebook.
That was us.
I sure did. I seen that.
That was us, man.
He said, I sure did.
So this is a wildflower butterfly garden in here. That cage has I went to an apple grafting workshop, so I learned how to graft trees together. So you can take like the rootstock and then take branches from another tree and graft them together so you can grow whatever apple you want. So I've got the apple trees, domesticated ones that I'm growing myself. And then I'm putting an orchard in on
that is cool. Yes, I would love an apple.
It's lumpy, but try it out. Tell me what you think. Got some green ones over there. We'll hit these over better.
For sure. Oh yeah, this thing fire right here. Super juicy. Got that sweetness. What's the name of it? What kind of apple is it? Oh, okay.
They're all wild.
Okay.
So I've been working on cultivating them for the last couple of years, but they're all kind of hybrid.
Huh.
It's not pretty, but it's tasty.
Fire.
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 So the bubbles you see coming up, 2 years ago, I put in an aeration system. So that's that little building over there has air pumps and circulating water. So the fish have more air at the bottom, so you can have a larger fish population.
Wow.
So you can increase the
You
number.
really put some time into this stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh man, we haven't even started walking yet. A
Wow.
whole fruit orchard. I keep bees on the east side.
That's amazing, bro. Like, what?
Beehives over there.
Most people would just be happy to be out here. You didn't cultivate the space.
Well, because then when kids and adults walk through here, you aren't just seeing stuff, you're learning stuff and you're participating in it. So I have a young lady that's interested in beekeeping. She's been coming out every couple of weeks to help me with the bees. I got another young lady that's interested in foraging and fungus. So I've got 10 different species of edible mushroom out here. So she comes out here and helps me harvest mushrooms. She takes some with her.
Respect.
Same thing with the berry trees and the bushes. I'm doing all the work so that people can do the learning, and it's accessible. We're putting in a handicap accessible ramp on this side of the house, so people can get down here without having to go down that hill.
Nice.
I'm building a outhouse. There's an old outhouse right there. I'm putting in a handicap accessible one so people can wheelchair in, so they can have restrooms out here if they need to.
You just like have a vision, or you like blueprint everything out, or?
I haven't mapped out the way I want it to be kind of initially, but it'll change. You know, I mean, I'm always adding stuff to it, so it'll change.
It'll change.
I hammered it, I'm like, oh, that tastes nasty. That's the way it's supposed to taste. We've been so conditioned to taste the nasty stuff that we get fed. That's GMO, you know, all genetically modified, fed all kinds of nonsense, injected with all kinds of goofy stuff that we're, you know, it's the McDonald's generation. We're used to that.
Yeah, sweet meat.
Same thing with milk. I mean, anything. All the stuff that you eat right off the land, like right out of the cow or right off the field. Like that apple, you're never going to taste an apple like that in the store.
For sure.
Because the apples they pick for the store, they pick usually 2 to 3 weeks before they're even actually ripe. And then they sit in a box and they spray them with sulfur to try to get them to ripen.
Yeah.
And then you're eating all that.
We try to polish it up because the Shinies ones always get picked. The shinies ones always get picked.
Thinking about meat though,
What that do?
do you have any interest or are you thinking about having other animals here for slaughter? Like,
Eventually, maybe. I'm gonna have chickens no matter what.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw the chain link fence panels over back there. That's all for a chicken coop once that other
Okay.
building's done.
chickens and goats and lambs.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
food is the great equalizer. So
A little bit of the candy and the medicine, a little bit of medicine in the candy.
For sure, for sure. So one more thing, you said something about like how to survive off the land. So are you like opening this up to like potentially like public people to come out and?
I'm not going to open it up to the public where you can just show up, but
Yeah.
we're going to have classes here all the time. And in
Right.
fact, the reason that these folks are cutting those trees down is because I'm putting in a big building. I just tore down an old building and we're putting in a big one that we're going to have classroom space and bunk space and have a kitchen. So we're going to be doing some field to forest
We got a
type
little buddy.
things and teaching foraging, but also teaching how to butcher animals. So we're going to have hunting and deer hunting and how to butcher your animals and that kind of thing. But yeah, it will be open to groups. Specifically, I mean, and again, I hate to use this word, but targeted populations, right? We don't want to just have everybody. We want to be very intentional about folks that don't necessarily have access to this space. They're first and foremost on my list.
Gotcha.
So if you got a group of kids that want to come out, especially those kids that have never been outside,
For sure.
I want them here
For sure.
because nothing here is going to eat your face, right? It might make you jump, but it's not going to hurt you.
So will these classes turn into like overnight
You ready?
stays?
Oh, we're ready. Yeah. So say again.
Will the classes turn into overnight stays? Like we sleeping outside? Or?
Yep. We're going to do camping workshops. I'm trying to partner up with a bunch of different, outdoor businesses so that we can have. This one here? Yeah. You'll see it. It's about 90.
Can you watch it from above?
From above? You got to be right underneath it.
You got the drone?
See the top of the tree, the bottom of the tree. That is approximately where you put your stick, and that's where the top should hit. So it's old school technology, right?
A guy would really have
He's literally measuring exactly where the tree's going to fall with.
Shoot, bro. That was crazy.
I know, that's about 8
And you
feet.
recording it? Yeah. He got this. It's hey, down there where the stick at.
All the roots are pouring? It's that time of year where it's starting to draw water back into the stump. So when you start to cut though. I don't know. But that's actually good bearing because the next one we know is not going to be out here somewhere. As long as you make it the length of your arm, it's
It'll be accurate?
Accurate for every single fish.
So a child can do it too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Huh.
Because it's all scalable, right? You're talking about geometry, you're talking about angles,
Dimension.
the angle of your eye from the top. So there's mathematics involved in nature.
And everything.
So you take the stick. My stick's going to be shorter or longer than your stick. It's going to
Right,
be
because of
longer.
the arm, yeah.
And so
Okay. So
then
even
I
that.
stand at a certain distance based on my proportionality to that tree. We could stand side by side and hold the stick up, and we'd all be
We still
within
don't get in
inches of
line.
each other.
Oh, that would be a fun activity.
Yes, that's right.
And so you know me, always going to the next level. So the critical thinking challenge is how else do we apply this use of natural technology?
Mm-hmm.
Like what else could this work with?
Well, and you can take that same stick. Let's just take it to the next level. You can take
Right,
that same
right,
stick. You can put it in the ground on a sunny day. You can watch the shadow move, and you can mark it. It will not only tell you what direction you're facing, but you can also tell time.
The time of the day.
And then, if you take just your fingers, you can do this afternoon. If you are watching the sunset, right? This is the horizon line. Number of fingers, 15-minute increments.
Huh.
You can tell when the sun's going to set.
Wow.
Between the sun and the ground. But yeah, careful about it. So that's why there's no signage, there's no nothing.
We are
like that.
really,
That's
we
why I
are
was-
really divine.
have to be very specific with
crazy.
direction, because if you just plug the GPS in, you'll wind up out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like I want, if
I
you're
was just telling
here,
them that's my goal is a property
Yeah.
that does the same
Yeah.
thing.
Word.
Where you just drive by and don't even know it,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And
Unless I
that's-
invited you.
it's a safe space. So to your point, when you come down the driveway though, you know you're here. And
Yep.
it's okay.
Yep.
And you turn those turns, and the further you get in,
Yep.
the less city you can, or the more city you can leave behind.
Yeah.
Word. I like that.
Yeah.
You say you always building. Now we say we are. Do you have a company that you're working with, or are you doing it yourself?
I've hired somebody to do it for me. I used to actually be a contractor, and so I've been very careful not to get myself sucked back into it because I want to. I want to build it, but I just don't have time.
Okay.
And so
The reason why I was asking, I was just curious if they or you all would be interested in having young people participate in that project.
Oh man, absolutely. So here's what I'll say, and this is to that point. The reason I'm building it the way I am, I have a whole wood shop, right? That's right now stored in that building. There's the crate you see up front, or a bunch of other places. And when the skin is on, when the exterior building is done, I want nothing more than to bring young folks in to learn how to use the tools to help put the interior together. And again, my number one rule is if folks come out and help work, then they got to come out and play. So if young folks are coming out to help build stuff, then they got to come out and help swim, fish, hike, do whatever. So yes, I absolutely would be interested in that.
See what I'm saying? Now that I didn't know. I just used to like hear about the stories of whatever the lines was. I forget the little, when you step on the crack, you break your own back, all that type of stuff. Superstitions about like the lines in your hands could tell you like the story or something. But like now
My
you
friend's
just connected
mom reads lines.
Yeah, you can tell like your love line, whether these lines intersect or don't. All of them make a difference. Yeah.
Wow, dude.